Well, good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. I'm Steven.
I'm John. Good morning.
So glad you're here and plugging in. Just a real quick announcement. Next week, we will not have a Wake Up Wednesday. We're going to be at a conference. And so we will not be at the Wake Up. We will not be doing Wake Up Wednesday next week. So be on the lookout. Last week, what did we cover last week? Because the video did not save, so we couldn't upload it.
RFM ratings with your customers to show who are your best customers down to your not best customers.
Yeah, so if you're watching this and you would like more information on how to do RFM ratings, we can send you the document on how to do that. So just comment on the YouTube video below, and then we'll reply with a link to that document so that you can access that document and see how to do that. Just real quick, just to cover that, let me accept somebody else. This person in here. All right, got you there. All right. So the RFM rating stands for recency, frequency, and money spent. So it's a way to give them a 3-digit code on basically how good of a customer they are in your store. So if you ever have a customer go in when you're in point of sale and it says 555 at the top, if you're using RFM rating, you know this person comes in a lot, they spend a lot, and they come in often. Or they come in a lot, they spent the most money, and
they come in
the most frequent. Didn't come in a lot and frequent.
Recent.
So
they
came in
very
recently. Got it.
And then they come in frequently and they spend some money.
Yeah. So they're all that and a bag of potatoes. That was crazy. Awesome. That didn't even make sense yet. We both said that. Well, so today John's going to be covering a different topic. So he's going to be covering a topic that sometimes you'll run into if you're running a credit card transaction and it doesn't go through or seems like you didn't get a receipt or something. Instead of recreating that and potentially creating a duplicate transaction or something on your customer's credit card receipts or credit card statements, he's going to cover what's the proper process to do that.
Yeah, so we have a process. So you would want to do this process I'm going to discuss. If you're trying to run a card on your PAX unit, the S300 or A35, and you go to run a card and Bookstore Manager either closes or you don't get a receipt for it, that's what I'm going to be talking about. Can you throw this on the screen? And I'm going over a document that y'all have access to. It's in the customer docs hub that you have. And so you've got that. So yeah, move it over there. Perfect. Okay. And so what I'm doing here is we're going to just assume that your transaction got held up. It crashed for some reason. You didn't get a receipt. So what you'll do is you'll go immediately, like this has to be done on the very next transaction. So you go immediately back into Bookstore Manager, and then in point of sale, you're going to re-ring the transaction just like you just rang it up. And then when you hit the payment type, the credit card payment type, you're going to get the option that says you want to swipe, debit, view, voice, manual. There's a button down there that says review last card. So if you had a previous transaction that didn't complete and get a receipt, you're going to do the transaction again. I hit credit card and then click the review last card option. And what that's going to do is it's going to go out and through the PAX machine, it's going to bring up the transactions, the previous transaction that it sees on the unit. And so you can kind of see here, this was a MasterCard done for, it's really small, ending in 6434. If that's the card, you're just going to hit apply to current sale. It's going to cash that transaction out and print a receipt. And so that it's not going to re-ring the card. It's just going to complete the receipt. If
that is not the person that's standing in front of you, then you would want to hit cancel and just ring it up like normal because it's not gone through at all.
Right. So so if that's not the last one, that means the transaction didn't even get to the PAX unit, and you do need to just re-ring it and cash the sale. So go back and just do credit card and then say it's a regular credit card. If you'll go to in SLCCP, there is an option where you can do view last batch, and that just shows your last batch of credit card settled. But what I wanted to show you is if you go into SLCCP, you can find that transaction. If you double click on it, you're going to see down here in the entry mode at the bottom left, it's going to say reapplied. And that's just saying that the transaction wasn't done twice. It was just a reapplied transaction. And so I think stores run into that, and that's not a well-known thing. So just remember, if you don't get a receipt on a credit card sale, immediately go in and do the review last card, and then just apply that. And so then you won't have a duplicate card. The customer's not going to call you back and say, "Hey, I've got 2 cards on my, whatever." So that's really it. I mean, pretty straightforward. Re-ring the transaction, credit card, and then do review last card.
Yes. Yeah. So again, this is really helpful. So you're not creating a second credit card transaction for the same person. So yeah, so that's we're trying to keep these nice and short, get little helpful tips. This is a really good one. Sometimes you have a hardware failure or something like that, or you ran out of receipt printer paper and it didn't print the receipt, and so you need a receipt. This is just a way to process that and just kind of make that happen. So looking for some ideas on topics you want to cover, whether it's, what's the best process for a electronic order, or I think one we're going to cover is probably going to kind of highlight some Touch POS features, kind of like how you can handle modifiers, because there's a couple of different ways you can handle modifiers with the Touch POS, depending on what you want your receipt to look like.
When you say modifier, what do you?
So like if you in a cafe, you're adding espresso and adding whip and adding a shot of this and dropping cream and adding
maybe
sugar.
Something costs money and maybe it's free.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll even cover that as well. It's a good one too, is you can do free modifiers or modifiers that cost. You can do custom modifiers. So there's a lot of different things. I know we had a lot of people add Touch POS in the last 6 to 12 months. So we definitely want to probably cover some topics on those things for sure. So we'll be doing that. So just kind of stay tuned with that. If you have any suggestions on what you want to see,
we'd love your ideas.
Always we've gotten some really good ideas from you guys, and so
don't forget those enhancements. Those enhancements are amazing. Your ideas are the best ideas we have.
Yeah, like this video if you're watching it later in the week, just so we kind of know that you're watching, and then comment down in the comment section if you have an idea for another topic, or email it to us. So we'll keep tracking that. So thank you for tuning in today. We'll have this. Last week's for some reason did not record. I'm not sure why. So we will upload this to the YouTube channel. It's a playlist on the side over there, and it's called Wake Up Wednesday. And so our newest videos will go there. And I did just change it. I had missed a setting. It'll actually put our newest one out there. So we'll do that and get that. Bill, you can use the chat feature if you do have a question. And again, anybody can use that chat if you have any questions on anything. So I'm going to turn our video off and we'll go ahead and close out. I'm going to leave it on for about 30 seconds. So if you're done, you can just click the hang up button. If you do have a question, though, drop that in the chat, because we'll keep this on for about 30 more seconds. We're praying for y'all, thankful for y'all. Be praying for us as well. Like I said, we are going to be out next week at a trade show, so we will be not doing a Wake Up Wednesday on next Wednesday, but then we'll be back the following week. And I believe we're going to be covering the modifiers, Touch POS, just kind of highlighting some of the features with Touch POS and how you can use that. It'll probably just be kind of a little dive into Touch POS.
Touch POS.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Love you guys.
We're going to hang in here.
Love
you can hit the hang up button. We're done for now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.